Do you know, there was never a Esme Winters, much less an Freya Winters. There's only Zoe Winters, who's determined to make you maggots pay for what you've done. On the day of the arrest, the man who had forcibly kept me by his side knelt before me, his eyes red as he begged me not to abort the innocent child. I looked at him with the same contemptuous gaze he once used on me. The child may be innocent, but what makes you think a maggot like you deserves to have a seer held? Boss, this batch of goods is from Colombia. Top quality. When the hood was removed from my head, I found myself in an opulent room. A man sitting on a cream-colored sofa, cigar in hand, was being fawned over by another man who had been beating us for days due to our disobedience. He was eagerly trying to sell his merchandise. Us, the trafficked people. These two are virgins, and not bad-looking either. Want to take a closer look, boss? The trafficker pulled me and another girl out of the line, forcing us to kneel in front of the man called boss. The boss's calm eyes lit up for a moment when he saw me, though the spark vanished instantly. I caught it precisely. Keep her. Do what you want with the rest, the boss said, indicating me. The girl brought out with me spoke up, somewhat disgruntled. Why her? What's wrong with me? I remembered this girl. She had sat next to me in the trafficker's van. According to her, she had sought out these traffickers herself, even paying them some money, all for the chance to be brought before this so-called boss and potentially become his wife. Because of this, unlike us, she didn't have to wear a hood except during mealtimes. The boss glanced at her and the girl's face lit up with a bright smile, but his next words sent her plummeting into an icy hell. Cut out her tongue and feed her to the dogs. After the trafficker left with over a dozen young men and women, the boss gestured for all the bodyguards to leave. In an instant, only the two of us remained in the vast room. He tilted up my chin, his narrow phoenix eyes full of curiosity. What's your name? Esme Winters. Esme, a flower of purity and rebirth. It seems your parents put some thought into naming you. However, from today on, your name will be Freya Winters. I nodded in compliance, but he wasn't satisfied. He raised an eyebrow and asked, why do I get the feeling you're not really this obedient? As he spoke, he pointedly looked at the bruises on my arm left by the trafficker. I laughed coldly. My life is in your hands now. What choice do I have but to obey? He sneered. At least you're sensible. Then he released my chin and patted it lightly. A man dressed in a butler's uniform, I had only seen in TV dramas before, walked in at his signal, head bowed, awaiting orders. Prepare a room for Miss Winters. The butler nodded in acknowledgement and led me away. I was bathed and attended to by 3 maids. Although I tried to engage them in conversation in both English and Spanish, they acted as if they hadn't heard me, not even sparing me a glance. Ryan didn't touch me that night, just held me as he slept, reeking of alcohol. This was the first time in a week I had slept in a bed, so I slept particularly soundly. When I woke up the next morning, he was already gone, leaving only a note telling me I could move freely within the villa. Freedom, but not much of it. There were many servants here, but no matter how much I talked, none except the butler would say even a word to me. The butler, however, promptly handed me a glass of water the first time I swallowed. I figured I probably wasn't the first woman brought into this villa.